fighting with each other playfully, their mics cut out and music cut in. We can't play the actual music, Jitterbug, because of copyright reasons.
What's up, yo, Strong Master Lee.
And Lulu.
Arlu, that there's so much that goes on to making these Marvel movies that I usually try to avoid giving you too much up front to not spoil anything, so that by the time you discover for the first time, you're seeing her reacting, it's a genuine reaction. You'd be like, oh shit, I didn't know Spider-Man had 4 nipples.
What the heck?
You know, because spiders have 4 nipples. But this is the point where I'm like, this is the point where I thought it would be interesting to get you on board, because what's been happening and developed behind the scenes for this has been just as fun. And I think it's because Ryan Reynolds knows how to tease what's happening. Because the whole Deadpool thing, right? Unless you've been following as a Marvel fan, it's a big question of, like, is it ever going to survive? It was not part of Marvel. Marvel acquired it, but they made no announcement really about, like, what's going to happen. So apparently there's some new stuff that's been spilling about what's going to be happening. We're going to watch the Cosmic Wonder here go over it in detail for the first time.
What?
All right? So I'm going to leave it at that. That's it. Now we're going to get into it.
Okay.
So your reaction's going to be genuine. Genuine. By the way, if you want to hear some wicked wild stories, you got to check out my channel.
And if you want some hotness, check out my fantasy show on my OnlyFans.
Woo, let's do this.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm Warren Thompson, and yesterday we got our very first look at Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in Deadpool 3, his triumphant return, and his classic Wolverine yellow suit. Everyone, of course, is rightfully freaking out about it and can't wait to see even more, but yesterday we did also get some set footage of a fight.
Look at that.
Look at that. And Wolverine. Now, the fight itself is really, really awesome and shows us a few really cool things, but there are also some things in the background of this video that tell us a little bit about what Deadpool 3 is going to be about. They back up some of the rumors that we've heard recently and back up a few of the leaks that have been out there recently as well. And they show us that Deadpool is going to be breaking the fourth wall just as he did before in the other 2 Deadpool films, if not possibly even more in this film. And because of a huge fourth wall break in this video, it looks like we might know a major plot point of Deadpool 3, which of course we'll break down in this video. But first, let's start with this epic fight scene that we're going to see in Deadpool 3. And if you want to stay up to date on the latest MCU news, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. We're also,
by the way, that's Wolverine's original costume, the yellow one.
Yeah, I remember that.
The comic books.
When I was a kid.
Ryan Reynolds and their stunt doubles performing some pretty cool stunts for a fight scene that is going to take place between Deadpool and Wolverine. This is what was promised to us. If you recall, the first videos where Ryan Reynolds announced that Hugh Jackman was returning, the first one was pretty nonchalant. Hugh Jackman was walking in the background. Ryan Reynolds said, hey, do you want to come back? And Hugh Jackman said, yeah, sure. But the second one gave us a little bit more information. Hugh Jackman came on screen with Ryan Reynolds and talked about what to expect. And 2 important things. One is that they told us that they weren't going to undo anything that happened in Logan.
But he's still hot.
After Logan. Logan takes place in 2029. Totally separate thing. Logan died in Logan. Not touching that. What actually happens in our film?
And they technically aren't, but at the same time, they kind of are, because it looks like they're going to take Wolverine from that timeline and create a new different timeline. So the timeline will continue to go on where Logan will eventually die, but a branch timeline will go off into Deadpool 3, which is where we'll see our Wolverine. So technically, no, they are not undoing that. Our Wolverine will technically be a variant. He'll just pretty much be the same Wolverine, however. He will have experienced the same past things, all the past events that Logan would have experienced. So keep that in mind going into Deadpool 3. But also, they showed us that they are going to fight with each other. They teased us with this. They talked about the fight, but as soon as they start fighting with each other playfully, their mics cut out and music cut in. We can't play the actual music, Jitterbug, because of copyright reasons, but you get it. But what is interesting about this is they show each other basically stabbing each other. Ryan Reynolds, of course, with the sword, Wolverine with his claws. And that's exactly what we see in this scene here. It's almost like they were talking about this exact scene.
So they knew it was happening.
We see them both on scene, and the first action that we see is Wolverine has sort of thrown Deadpool on the ground. It looks like they have fought a little bit. It's hard for both of them because, of course, both of them can heal. And Wolverine seems to be kind of over it. He kind of throws over Deadpool on the ground there, turns around, talks to him a little bit, and then starts to walk away. But we can then see Deadpool say something to him. We see him point at him. We see Wolverine stop, turn around, and walk back. So we know Deadpool said some type of smart aleck comment to him.
Gotta be smart ass
pissed him
shit.
off because Wolverine turns around, goes and stabs him literally in the back with both of his claws. Now, real quick, when the music cut out and Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman were talking in the announcement video, we can see that Ryan Reynolds says, "And I'm chasing him around." So we can assume here that Deadpool is trying to get the help of Wolverine, and Wolverine keeps saying no. But of course, Deadpool is pretty tenacious. We know he doesn't quit, and we know that when he tries to be, he can be extremely annoying. So no doubt that is what's happening right here. Deadpool is trying to get Wolverine to help him, but he's not helping. So Deadpool is resorting to fighting and trying to piss him off in order to get him to help. And the pissing him off part seems to be working. Now they cut that scene there, but eventually they go on in this video to show us them filming the next part of the scene. Wolverine walks up to Deadpool from behind, stabs him in the back, and lifts him up over his head. And from there, it seems like Deadpool does a
Can't believe they got
backflip to
this
sort
shot.
of try to get out of this, get out of Wolverine's claws that are stuck in his back. So the fight scenes in
that's
this
gonna be
film are going to be
nasty.
in true Deadpool fashion. And what I mean by that is that they're going to be bloody. This is a fight that we've been waiting for to see on screen for a very long time. Deadpool versus Wolverine. They're going to do it right. They're going to have all of the blood and the guts in it. We have swords going through people, claws going through people. And if we look at the next scene, we're going to have some explosions. We see a scene where Wolverine throws some sort of a gas canister at Deadpool. It seemingly explodes and knocks him through the wall. But here is where it actually gets quite interesting. If you notice the background, there's a huge 20th century fox sign broken and crumbled in the background. Now, this is some serious fourth wall breaking because not only is Deadpool in the Fox universe, but they have fully addressed that they are in the Fox universe, and they are kind of outside the Fox universe as well in the real world, where a real 20th century Fox sign could be. Unless they somehow put this in the actual Fox X-Men universe.
That's
Maybe
really
it's
cool.
an opening credit of some sort, so it ends up
like
in the
breaking
actual
out of
universe.
his
However,
old
it would not surprise
universe.
me in the slightest if they actually do end up in the real world, so to speak. And what seems to be happening here is Deadpool is killing, literally, the Fox universe. Now, we've talked about this before in the channel in the past, that Deadpool might set up a Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, but simply with the old Fox universe. And if you haven't read that story, you really should. And if you want to get into the
There's
comics,
actually
be sure to
comic
check
book
out
that
my
does
buddies
this?
over at comicbookdirect.com. So like I mentioned, this is setting up Deadpool to pretty much kill the entire Fox universe. In fact, it looks like pretty much most of it is already destroyed. We see the 20th century Fox sign in ruins. We also see a white item that is stuck in the ground on the right side. This could be some type of a rocket, or a missile or some type of a craft. Whatever it is broken and it is stuck in the ground, seemingly fallen from somewhere. Again, basically showing us that the whole world they're in is in ruins and chaos.
Is he
And this is
practicing?
where it gets really interesting
he's trying
because
to remember the
based off
moves.
of some rumors that we've heard about the plot of Deadpool 3, the TVA is going to get Deadpool to essentially help them prune a universe that they haven't been able to prune because it is controlled by the X-Men, and Magneto is the leader. That could be the universe that they're in right now, or perhaps a universe that was destroyed by the actions of this other universe. Perhaps it was
Wait a minute, this is
incursion.
confirmed?
Maybe this Wolverine's world got destroyed. Maybe even Deadpool is the reason that it got destroyed, and that's why Wolverine doesn't want anything to do with him. Because remember, Deadpool took Cable's time travel device and went about a lot of different points in time. And Deadpool actually
He
went back in
took
the
a
past
time
and
travel
saw Wolverine when he
device.
killed his old, we'll put in
Yeah,
quotes
I
here,
can't remember.
Deadpool self. Because we don't really count that Deadpool as the real Deadpool. And that's exactly what Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is going to be doing in this film, killing characters like that, killing the Fox universe. And if Deadpool really is going to take on an entire universe that is ruled by the X-Men, a universe where it's said that the X-Men actually defeated the Avengers such as Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor, and apparently Magneto is going to have
Defeated
Thor's
them?
hammer. If Deadpool is going
No.
to take on a universe like that, he is 100% going to need the help of Wolverine. But based off of what we're seeing here, Wolverine wants nothing to do with Deadpool at first. He wants nothing to do with helping him or even seeing him. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty epic fight that's waiting for us in Deadpool 3. One of them at least. We know there's going to be many fights, especially if he does take on the old X-Men. And I'm really curious to see how this leads to Deadpool actually being in the Marvel Cinematic Universe's main timeline. He's obviously screwing up a lot of different universes, but perhaps the TVA's connection to Loki is how he ends up in the main timeline. And hopefully, if we're lucky, he brings along Wolverine with him as well. But let us know your thoughts about this awesome Wolverine vs. Deadpool scene in the comments down below. Also, let us know what you think about Deadpool killing the Fox universe. Do you like this? Do you not like it? What do you think of the new Wolverine yellow suit? Let us know all of your thoughts.
Man, they got a hell of a scoop. And I don't know how much of it is him postulating or theorizing, but I buy all that. Sure.
Yeah, he's better.
He's pretty good at piecing together. I mean, it makes sense. A lot of it does make sense. And it makes sense with this character. Like, if there's any other character trying to break the fourth wall, talk with you, breaking out of the universe, like, that's him. That's entirely what his comic is all about. It's like you write stories where literally he can kill the writer. Like he even killed Marvel in the comic book, which I didn't even realize. I'm like, of course, that totally makes sense now.
Oh my god, I'm super excited on that.
You didn't know that was happening, huh?
No.
That's why I didn't show you the Ryan Reynolds videos where he's sitting there with Hugh Jackman talking about, oh yeah.
Because that would be a hint.
That would have been a
sure.
hint right there. Like, oh, okay, that's when it's crossing over.
Right. Oh my god, I love X-Men. And Deadpool, of course. So this is going to be a really cool fight.
It is going to be bloody as hell. Just let it go, you all right? Let it go. Go for the hard R. Even push maybe the X. Go for a little bit of a... Let's see his junk. I don't think either of them will have a problem showing their junk. They seem like the two kind of people who just joke about it like, let's sword fight. You can totally see clashing swords.
And the problem was Deadpool's thing was cut. So then
Oh, he's got the baby one?
The
no,
baby.
the baby grows back. We know it grows back.